Hey, what's going on, guys? J-Mac here. So today we're going to run a poisoned pets build. It's pretty similar to the fire pets build that I posted a while back with a few changes. So let's go and go over the build first. Now, the one big difference between the two is in the fire build you have a lot more AoE from your pets. You're running tiki tortures and you're running burning dog, the gargantuan zombie dog, which gives you a lot of AoE from the fire aura that the burning dog has. So the trade-off is you're losing that AoE, but then you're gaining a lot of more single target damage from your pets with headhunters and the rabid dogs. So at that point, I feel like you need to make up the AoE a little bit somewhere. So what I've started to do is run a mana spender, which at the moment I'm running Corpse Bomb. Now you could very easily run Acid Rain or even Zombie Bears. All three are pretty darn good. I've tried them all. I like Corpse Bomb personally. Now, Zombie Bears is a very good alternative, and depending on how you position yourself, can do more damage than Corpse Bomb, because you can position in a way that multiple bears will hit the same target, dealing more damage. But with how much I'm moving around in the build and that kind of stuff, I just really like the range of Corpse Bomb more at the moment, but feel free to play with it and see what you like and what you want to run. So at that point, I'm dropping Wrathful Protector for the Corpse Bomb. Now, at first glance, you would think that that would be just way less damage on elites and champions and bosses. Probably on bosses where there's just one target, it is. Because at that point, your Gargantuan's probably going to be hitting the majority of the time that he's out on one single target. But at least half the time, probably, your Gargantuan is just kind of standing around not doing anything. The AI is really bad right now. So what you do is you drop the Wrathful Protector for more consistent elite and champion damage from your pets in this build, which I like quite a bit. And honestly, I feel like this build actually clears a little bit quicker than some of the other builds with Wrathful Protector at the moment. Now, they've come out and said that they plan to buff or fix his AI soon, so when that happens, I'll probably prefer the fire build over this poison build, but for the time being I like this build better. But anyways, real quickly, one more time, Corpse Bomb, mainly for killing trash. You do cast it a good bit on elites and champions though. Fetish Army Headhunters, the Poison Rune, we're going to stack poison damage. Big Bad Voodoo Slam Dance, Piranha's Paranado to pull everything in, combos quite nicely with Corpse Bomb. Spirit Walk Honored Guest for a little bit more mana. This could easily be Jaunt also if you wanted it to be. Rabid Dogs, Pierce the Veil for more damage, running Midnight Feast. Now obviously without Wrathful Protector this is a little bit worse, but I still think it's worthy of a passive slot because of just how much it buffs your dog, and your dog is so much of your single target damage in this build. Rabid Dogs is pretty crazy. Raven Justice for cooldown reduction, Fierce Loyalty to buff your dog more and get more movement speed. As far as the gear goes, we're going to be running Hexing Pants still. Now in the fire build, you're kind of just running around and just like buffing your pets every now and again. That's all you really do. In this build, you want to snapshot this effect. So basically, you're going to be moving, and then you stop just quickly to cast a Corpse Bomb, and then continue to move. And when you stop to cast that Corpse Bomb, that damage buff and resource regeneration will be snapshotted for that cast, as long as you just stop for one cast and then start moving again. So that's what we're doing currently now. So you're going to pretty much be stutter stepping around, kind of like if any of you played Demon Hunter at all, you know, you'll be pretty familiar with it. Now, you could very easily run Swampland Waders, the poison pants here as well. I've tested both pretty extensively, and Hexing Pants are a little bit more damage, but you also get the added bonus of the resource regeneration, which is really nice. So I like those personally, but again, if you're running the Swampland Waders, you don't have to worry about the stutter stepping or any of that kind of stuff at that point. We're going to run 4-piece Zuni, boots, offhand, chest with the Ring of Royal Grandeur, and then also 2-piece Augilds, shoulders and bracers to get the 3-piece bonus. Pretty standard Mask of Jerum with Tasker and Theos, Harrington Waistguard, Rakoff's Glass of Life. Any amulet with poison, int, crit damage, crit chance will be fine here. The Tall Man's Finger to get the big gargantuan dog. And then I'm running a Mad Monarch Scepter. Again, this is to help with trash a little bit. Now, keep in mind that your pets, if your pets kill something, you do not get a stack for this weapon. It has to be yourself, your own character killing the enemy. So it's not quite as good in a pet build, but it's still pretty solid. If you don't have a Star Metal Kukri, there's not a whole lot of options here as far as weapons go. You could absolutely run a Sunkeeper for more elite and champion and boss damage. A lot of times when I'm doing solo rifts with this build, I'll switch to a Sunkeeper on a boss, but for the most part, elites and champions, I don't really need the extra elite damage at the moment with how much single target damage is going out from the pets. So you definitely don't have to run a Mad Monarch. I just like the extra effect, and it procs still pretty often. It's not going to proc as much in a dedicated non-pet build, but it still procs pretty often, so I like it. So there's the build and there's the gear, guys. Let's go ahead and go kill a couple bosses just to showcase it real quick. Go kill Azmodan. So we'll get our pets out. There's normally 2 or 3 elites and champions here as well, which is always nice. So get on the trash, like just Paranado it in, and then kind of just move around, and stop every once in a while, and cast your corpse bomb to make sure your hexing pants are snapshotted. So here's an elite. So I mean, really, like on that elite pack, I could have just ran around and not cast at all, and my pets would have taken care of them in about 10 seconds or so. Go kill Azmodan. Now again, on just a single target like this, a Wrathor Protector is gonna be better more than likely, because most of the time when you just have one target, he'll be hitting the majority of the time. But, you know, that's not always the case. His AI is just a little bit funky at the moment. Pretty darn quick. Go kill Ghom. And again, too, something to keep in mind, if you do have a Star Metal Kukri, it's very possible to just completely drop the Zuni set. And at that point, it opens up a lot of different options. If you drop Zuni, you can potentially run some of the other good Mojos. You could run Ukapi and Serpent if you wanted to get the extra damage mitigation with the big gargantuan dog. You could run a Shukrani's Triumph for more movement. You could run a Thing of the Deep for more pickup radius. There's a few options. Also, you wouldn't have to run a Ring of Royal Grandeur at that point, and you could run a Stone of Jordan for more elite and champion and boss damage, which is really, really nice. So we got to backtrack a little bit here. It's where the Fierce Loyalty kicks in. But also, if you had a Shukrani's, with what I was just talking about, you get that extra movement speed also from your Spirit Walk. And you would probably more than likely just run 3-piece Oggild straight up. You'd run the shoulders, chest, and bracers at that point, if you had the Star Metal Kukri. Alright, so here's a pack. And again, on like elites and champions, especially if you have a Harrington proc, you hardly even need to cast Corpse Bomb. I mean, I do cast it probably 4 or 5 times per pack, potentially, but like you very rarely even need to if you have that Harrington proc. They take care of stuff so quickly. Corpse Bomb is definitely much more for just clearing the trash fast. Because I did try to run this build very similarly to the Fire pet build, where I didn't really have any kind of like mana spender or anything I was casting. I was just running around getting Harrington procs and making sure my hexing pants were up all the time. And I was struggling on packs with or areas with just tons of trash was an issue. There's you copying Serpent. So I really like some kind of mana spender in the build. You have other options too. You could run like a Renho Flayer with Addling Toads or something along those lines if you wanted to. Although if you're going to do that, you might as well run Fetish Sycophants and just kind of drop the Zuni and do something a little bit different. There's a lot of options though, and if you don't have a Star Metal Kukri, there's really not anything set in stone as far as weapons go. Kind of run whatever you want to run. The nice thing about this build though is that the aura, the Poison Nova, does get buffed by your poison damage that you have stacked, which is always good. So you got poison damage here and here that buffs that. But anyways guys, there's the build. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.